All right, y'all, part of this class, a big part of this class is a simulation. It's a competitive simulation where you basically learn to run a business, and it gets progressively more complex as the session goes on. So this video is to kind of give you an intro about like rules, tips, and tricks, how I'm going to grade it, all that kind of stuff for this simulation aspect of the class. There's several assignments connected to it, all about kind of performance in it. So that's what we're going to do. If you want to, actually, not if you want to, do it. Go onto Canvas, and there are two links here. One of them is just a document that says how to access the simulation. This tells you everything that you need to know. It's a single pager, it's light, that will get you access. You have a little while, you got like a few days before you have to start playing on it, but you don't have long. So that's probably read the syllabus and do that very first thing. Second, especially if you're getting your butt kicked for the simulation, this little link down here takes you to the user guide for our particular product. It's called Entrepreneur Advanced for our particular product. It tells you everything, right? It tells you how to increase your score. It tells you what's working, what's not working. It tells you what every little button does. So if you get into it, you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. That is there. The link is there on Canvas, and it will be very helpful. But to kick it off, basically, I'm gonna send you a group number around the first day of class. So you will go on to GoVenture, and you'll get the product Entrepreneur Advanced. It's usually around $30, which is way cheaper than a textbook, but it's still $30 any way you spin it. That will give you what they call, it's a weird word, but they give you like a subscription key. So that basically means I own this product. And then I'm gonna send you our group number, and that tells you which game you're going to play. So you buy it, you get access. The next thing is going to say, what's a group number? Put our group number in there, and then you will be able to get into that, whatever, our session, what it is, what we're doing. Okay, very first simulation, simplest one they have, it's a kiosk, okay? You can play as much as you want. You have to play a minimum of 30 what they call simulation days, which takes a few minutes. You can play as much as you want, and you can also reset as much as you want. This means you play and you're horrible at this thing, you haven't figured it out, you didn't read the instructions, you're just dorking around, you can reset everything. And when I go to grade it, all of your terrible performance, I won't even be able to see it. More on that in just a minute. So play as much as you want, reset as much as you want, but make sure by the deadline, which is listed, of course, when the assignment is due in our Canvas class, you've played at least 30 days. Right, so evaluate it, because if you reset it like the day before everything's due, and you got 5 or 6 days in, it's not going to fly. After 30 simulation days, if you're doing good, if you played for 30 days and you have $3,000 in profit, you can actually open a second one if you want. Why does any of that matter? Well, because how much you play, that's participation, and how much you win, how good you are, that's your grade. So whatever you get, it'll give you a percentile, right? If you're playing 80%, you got 80%. If you're on the leaderboard, you get an automatic 100%. Top 5 on the leaderboard specifically. So how well you do and how much you play matters. That's worth 50 points. The second simulation assignment, I'm going to send you a new, that was child's play, right? It's like preseason NFL, okay? The second and you're competing against, right, the system and other people. You're going to get a new group code. That is basically a new game, and this is the last one. This is the one that you'll have for the rest of the class. Now you have what's called a full business. It's not a kiosk, it's a full business. Everything is different, right? You've got all your accounting and your marketing, you have your employee training, you have to determine their benefits. Your suppliers, your customers are more complex. You can get market data, all that kind of stuff. So you're still running it. Play for a minimum of 30 days. And then here's where everything changes. The grade is 25% participation. Got to get at least your 30 days in, but 25% participation, 25% how good you are, like you're good at the game, and 50% of your HR, your employee score. So that's things like morale. You'll read about it when you go through the user guide. That's like morale and turnover, retention rates, unit labor costs, all that kind of stuff. So the idea here is that you're managing employees really, really well. That's half of your grade. You could win, do really well, play a lot, and have a really high skill score, and have horrible employees. It's hard to do, but in theory you could. Or you could just give your employees whatever they want and have the happiest clams in the world and completely stink in terms of organizational performance. These are the trade-offs. This is what we're getting into, right? This is the concept. 25% how much you do it, 25% how good you are, and 50% your employees. Simulation 2 is worth 50 points. Now everything gets higher. Simulations 3 through 5 are simply weekly evaluations of the exact same game, right? Same group code, same game, your business that you are now running. Simulations 3 through 5 are the same thing. Each of these are worth 100 points. So week 1, you got a little kiosk, like, did I figure out the game? Week 2, full business, a little bit of grace there, like, did I figure it out? Sorry, simulation 2. Simulation 3 through 5, it's like it's time to go, and it's time to win, it's time to play hard. Play a minimum of 30 days. You'll find out that it's difficult to win if that's all that you're playing. You can still reset. If you're totally stinking, you can still reset whenever you want. And the grading criteria in the full business is the same. 25% how much you do it, 25% skill, and 50% your HR score. And all of that will be visible to you each week. At the end of the day, Friday or first thing Saturday morning, I will simply log in and calculate the scores and award the points accordingly. Okay, sort of looks like this. Simulation 1 and 2, 50 points. The next ones are 100 points. And you can see the grading criteria includes the HR score for everything except simulation number 1. Now here's the asterisk. Any student in the top 5 in the leaderboard at the end of the evaluation period will get 100% for that simulation. Why does that matter? If you can't figure out how to do benefits and training and onboarding, like all the HR things to make your employees happy, if you can't figure that out, but you're just a shredder, like you can win this game, you can just, as a strategy, you can just shoot for the leaderboard every time. So no matter how bad your score is here, anywhere up there actually, if you're in the top 5 in the leaderboard, that's 100%. All right, a little bit of helpful information. This might look like a lot, but just make sure we got it. You can click on menu and then help. Underneath that, it tells you everything. There's all kinds of videos on how to do the simulation, solutions to common problems. There's a glossary if you're like, dude, I don't know what retention is. There's a glossary there. There's also tech support if you need it. I will not go into your game and make any decisions for you, but all that information is there. Be aware, however, that each of these simulations have a lot of options. Some I've turned on, like employee benefits, employee training, stuff like that, labor costs, all that. And some of them I've turned off. Like this is not like a marketing course. There isn't heavy marketing. So when you look at that, like the glossary and solution to common problems, keep in mind they may be trying to solve a problem on something that we're not even doing, but it's all in there and it's helpful. Participation and skill score. That's kind of your main one, right? Participation is just number of days played. And you can play a day in a few minutes. You can just click through. It's not going to go very well, but you can do that. And skill score, again, is how you're doing compared to others. So you can reset your simulation whenever you want. It will erase everything, as I said, but keep in mind that doesn't mean you're starting from scratch. If you're in the hole and about to go bankrupt and all your employees hate you, you might want to consider resetting. For the first few weeks, it's kind of fine, but each week is a step up, right? So we go from a kiosk to a full business, hiring and firing employees, right? Stuff like that. Selecting employees who are the most qualified, things like that. Make sure you play at least 30 days each. If you don't participate at all, I don't care if you're on the leaderboard or not. If you don't meet the participation threshold, that's a 0. And the game does not let you hire employees until you've played at least 10 days. And if you played 10 days straight without sleeping, you will burn out and your business will go down in the simulation just like real life. So keep that in mind when you're going to hire. Last one, significant difference between making many decisions, high participation, and making informed decisions. There are all kinds of analytical tools that you can use. This is a strategy game as much as it is a simulation. So rewatch this video a few times if you need to. After you play it once, probably come back and watch this. It'll make a ton more sense. And don't forget, as I said, in Canvas, it'll look like this. Tells you how to access the simulation, and I will send you out our game. So here we go.